Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a video about Nio. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. So today we're going to be doing a video about Nio. Today, Nio currently trading at $59.61, and I've been getting a lot of people asking, is now a good time to pick up Nio stock? $59.60, is it worth the investment right now? We have seen it time and time again that the EV market has been blowing up like crazy. It's expanding super quickly, and I do expect these stocks to be growing for a very long time. Now, if you're taking a look at it from an overall valuation standpoint, this is where things really start to get kind of risky. But if we go look at the one-year chart together here, I mean, Nio's up over 1,000%. I mean, you can't just say that growth is just out of nothing. You can't really say that, that Nio hasn't really deserved that amount of growth over time. Nio has come a long way ever since it made its first debut. And ever since its IPO, like I said, even if we go to the 5-year chart, this thing's been on the New York Stock Exchange since September 12th of 2018. It's grown a lot, 892%. Even looking at the 1-month chart, it's up 26%. And looking at the 1-week chart, we have 2.21%. It's up 2.21%. And a lot of people have been asking, is it a good time to pick up Nio stock at $59.61? And if you guys are taking a look at it from the longer term perspective of things, Nio is going to be growing for a very long time. And even a lot more analysts are starting to get a lot more bullish on the EV industry in itself. Now, if you compare Nio's sales to its actual market cap and its overall valuation, that's where the numbers don't really add up. But taking a look at it from another perspective, Nio has been growing a lot, and people do expect Nio to be growing for a very long time. Nio, based out of China, produces luxury EV cars, and we all know that the EV market in itself has been growing rampantly through the year of 2020, and I expect the same to kind of see the same replica of growth through the year of 2021. A lot of people are kind of getting worried that, that these stocks are kind of in a market bubble, that the overall EV market is overvalued. But in my personal opinion, looking at it from a statistical standpoint, there's a lot of factors pointing to the fact that these companies are going to be growing for a very long time. Even if you take a look at Nio sales in general, we do see the consistent increase in Nio sales. They're going up every single month. If the overall valuation is overvalued from a set perspective, I can understand that. But you can't deny that Nio as a company is growing. Like I said, they're selling more and more vehicles every single month. Nio just unleashed a new deal, basically requiring a 0% down payment for people to pick up their cars, when usually in China they require about 15%. So Nio is trying its very hardest to grow as fast as possible and to continue expanding. Now, really diving in a little bit deeper, yes, people can say that, Nio is overvalued, but that wouldn't really add up to why analysts are starting to get a little bit more bullish about Nio. If you take a look over the course of the last 6 months, Nio has gotten a lot of analyst upgrades from Goldman Sachs, from JP Morgan. They just got a recent new analyst upgrade. I believe his name is Martin Huang. He works at a company called Nomura. He put a $80 analyst price target for Nio stock, and the current highest analyst target currently sits at $100. It wouldn't make sense for these big time analysts who have been doing this for a very long time to continue raising price targets if they felt like these stocks are overvalued to a certain extent. The EV company is growing rapidly. Nio is growing rapidly, and we have seen the path that Nio is taking overall. We have seen that Nio is on a path of growth. We see that Nio does want to grow as fast as possible. At the end of December, we got to look at their deliveries. Like I said, they're increasing very well. And at the beginning of January, we got Nio Day, which is probably why so many people raise their target analysts, because Nio as a company has a huge vision, especially when you take a look at it from the longer term perspective. Nio as a company has a long-term vision. We see that they're dropping new vehicles. You see that they're putting out bigger and better batteries and their updated features in their vehicles. But in my opinion, the main reason why I'm bullish is Nio's innovative standpoint on how they're tackling Tesla's expansion into China and how they're overall tackling basically the expansion of the EV industry in itself. Now, Nio currently ranks #1 among its Chinese EV competitors, XPeng and Li Auto, as far as sales and share price. So Nio has definitely made a name for itself. Nio, like I said, selling the most cars out of its Chinese EV competitors. But with Tesla's expansion into China being a more established brand, this is where Nio's test of strength is really going to show its true colors. Can Nio combat Tesla's expansion into China? Can Nio be bigger than Tesla? Now, if we're taking a look at it from a perspective of a buying perspective, I do think people should pick up Nio stock at $59.65. Obviously, everything I say in my videos is not financial advice. It's just my personal opinion, but really seeing how much these stocks have grown over the last year, I don't expect this growth to stop anytime soon. Yes, we have seen Nio Stock. It's kind of been trading sideways here and there, but sometimes these stocks do need to consolidate before they start moving a little bit more upward. And I do feel like we're going to get a decent move at the end of the month once we get a little bit more of a dive in Nio sales numbers. But if you take a look at it from an overall vision standpoint as well, and this should boost people's want to invest in Nio as a company. If you take a look at the vision, like I said, Nio dropping out a bunch of whole new vehicles, bigger and better batteries, trying to perfect the self-autonomous driving technology, and trying to expand into Europe. Nio taking on a little bit more debt to do this, which is something that companies have to do. It's just part of the process of its overall growth. But seeing how rampant the EV market has been in the overall last couple of years, I don't see that growth stopping. I do see Nio Stock hitting all-time highs probably pretty soon, just due to the simple fact that not only are analysts getting a lot more bullish, but there's also a lot more people who are trying to basically find a good price to invest into Nio in, and they're also trying to find a good value. For me, I do still think $59.58 is a good value to pick up Nio Stock because I can see the long-term perspective. I could see Nio Stock being $300 in the next couple of years. It is not unlikely, just due to the simple fact that, one, a lot of big time analysts are getting more bullish, and not to mention as well, the EV market is growing very rampantly. But if we take a look a little bit deeper, and a little bit of a deeper look, it's specifically the Chinese EV market is one that's really growing very, very quickly. Now, if you capture all the markets altogether, Tesla, Nio, XPeng, and every EV company in China, they've probably only captured, I believe it's less than 10% of the market. So if you take a look at it that way, Nio still has a lot of room to grow, and with Nio dropping more vehicles, offering new deals on their vehicles, it's definitely going to drive clientele, and it's honestly going to boost its sales as well. Even the CEO himself said that Nio company is going to be profitable way sooner than Tesla was. If you guys don't know the story of Tesla, it took Tesla about 15 years to become a profitable company. But if we're really evaluating the overall growth of Nio, it's still a good time to pick up the stock just because Nio is still set to grow for a very long time. The EV market has not stopped growing. It has not reached its peak yet. And a lot of analysts are starting to see this as well. EV companies are probably some of the biggest stocks that are always getting price boosts and analyst upgrades, just due to the simple fact that a lot of these Wall Street analysts are starting to get more bullish on the overall industry itself, which is in theory going to drive the prices up. It's always good to see when your overall bullish theory is backed by the same big time investors who are also putting a lot of money into the stock. People love Nio Stock. People love the company. People love the investment in it. And there's a lot of people who are loyal to the cause. I remember I picked up Nio when it was about $12 a share, and I haven't sold a single share since, just due to the simple fact that I knew the company was going to grow for a very long time. And I still do think that the company has a lot of room to grow. I don't see it stopping here at $59.51. And I still do have a $100 price target for Nio by the end of the year, and I do think that Nio Stock will hit $300 in the next couple of years. If you take a look at it, a lot of people may say that's an over-analyst or that's crazy for you to say that, but if we go back to the one-year chart here, if I told you guys that Nio was $4 a share at the time and it's going to rally up all the way to $59, a lot of people probably would not have believed that either. But it's just in terms that EV markets are growing very quickly. It's a very explosive market, and there's still so much more room to grow in that specific market. Even if you take a look at it statistically, in China, they're expected 50% of all car sales to be electric cars by 2035. And that just goes to show that the EV market is going to be growing a lot over the next decade, which is why I think right now these stocks are still super low value, and it's still a very good bargain to pick up Nio Stock at $59.56. With that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. Let me know down in the comment section below, guys, what you think of Nio Stock. Do you think Nio Stock will hit $100 by the end of the year?